Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB. Today in the arena, we are going to update Mono White. I get a lot of messages asking me to kind of give a retake or a remix on White Aggro. So this video is for all of you who like to attack with a lot of little white creatures. And we'll get into the list and exactly what is going on in the list. But first we're going to do a little meta talk. So, Mono White, since its popularity right now, according to untapped.gg, where all this is going to come from in Best of 1, still 16.4% of the meta. It's actually really interesting. So, somewhere right around here, right, the new set comes out, actually very early on, like right in here somewhere, the new set comes out, and Mono White absolutely skyrockets in popularity, just absolutely skyrockets, becomes the go-to thing for people wanting to rank up and get gold so that they can craft new cards. Gruul Werewolves comes out at a blistering 12%, but drops off pretty fast, and look what's rising, Mono Green, and it's continuing to rise as Mono White is starting to fall, and that's all interesting because when you look at the win rates, Mono Green has overtaken Mono White, who's still putting up a pretty good win rate. But Mono White is still much more of the meta than Mono Green. 4-ish% is a lot in MTG Arena metas. So when it comes to aggro, Mono White is still trying to hold it together, but they're struggling. Mono Green, if you looked at the video that I put together, it has a lot of new tools. It has the best Planeswalker now. It has a lot of inherent card advantage. Mono White doesn't really have that. And the most popular version of Mono White that people are still playing involves Codespell Cleric and Monk of the Open Hand. And I don't think that strategy is good anymore. And I'm going to try to succinctly say it like this. I think that other decks are great at going wide and staving them off because Asika's Chariot is everywhere, Wrenn and 7 is everywhere, and once either of those cards hit the battlefield, if you don't win the next turn, the game basically ends because you just don't really have interaction or ways to deal with the Wrenn tokens or anything of that nature. Your creatures get outclassed so fast. Whenever I play the Codespell Cleric version of Mono White in this meta, I'm losing. I'm losing pretty bad and pretty often. Also, for the decks that are trying to stave you off, sweepers are now very much a way of life, and they've figured out how to beat the deck. It's still putting up a 61% win rate, so I'm not saying by any means that's bad. You're going to go first a good amount of times, and you're going to play against people trying new cards that aren't prepared for this level of aggression. So you can still get a 60% win rate with this Mono White, but I don't think it's the best version, and I don't think it's going to last in the long term. That's my opinion. This is the version that I'm going to play today, and this is designed to be a more punishing, powerful version of Mono White, kind of going back to the version from the last meta. In Mono White being a complete dump your hand fest and win is still going to appeal to a good amount of players, but if you like sequencing, having answers, and sometimes winning a game that goes more than 5 turns, I think that this is a better version right now, and a few we'll hit all the card choices in a minute. Yeah, first of all, you needed a good 1-drop. You have Usher the Fallen, which is pretty good, but the other one was missing, and I think that that's a lot of what forces Monk of the Open Fist and Codespell Cleric, is that with those cards are best together, and because they love the double spell thing, they lead right into each other. It's pretty awesome, but it requires you to play a whole bunch of cheap cards, which can get outclassed really quickly by a card like Wrenn and 7 with the Asika's Chariot. So I found Stonebinders familiar. We're dusting off the puppy here in this one because whenever one or more cards are put into exile during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this. My plan with this is to play good threats and then exile and remove all of the opponent's attempts at doing anything while beating them to death. So a turn 1 play that gets bigger throughout the game just for doing what I want to do is going to work out really well. And you're going to see a lot of card concessions that work with the Stonebinders familiar, but I don't look at them as concessions really, since they're doing a lot of what we want to do. We want to play the first couple threats, and then we want to continue to remove and make things awkward for the opponent so that they can never block them or remove them or sweep them and win the game. So Stonebinders Familiar is going to fit in. Portable Hole as a removal spell instead of something like the new Investigate card. I think it's like Fateful Discovery. I struggle with the name of that one. I'm not sure why. But Fateful Absence? That might be it. Anyway, Portable Hole instead of that because of the exile effect and just the cheapness. We are a higher curve white deck than normal. You can see our curve actually moves in the wrong direction, going from 1 up to 2, up to 3, then way down to 4. So it's kind of a funky curve, but it's working out. Here's a card that works well with Stonebinder's Familiar that people are sleeping on. Sun Gold Sentinel. It is a rare. So do you have to craft this for the deck? Not necessarily, but it plays so well with the other cards that I think it's worth a shot. 1 in a white, 3/2. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile a card from a graveyard. You know what that works with? Stonebinder's Familiar. Yeah, baby. The Coven ability is sweet too. Choose a color. Sentinel gains hexproof from the color and can't be blocked by creatures of that color. You activate this only when you have 3 creatures of different powers. Not hard to do in this deck, and it gives you an unblockable card to get through that nonsense. You may have noticed that the token from Renin 7 has reach, and that is really hard to get around, and so does Jaspera's Sentinel. Well, Sun Gold Sentinel can sneak right past all of it. It doesn't matter how many Scoot Swarm tokens they have. Luminarch Aspirant, of course. Intrepid Adversary, more of a 4-drop, hopefully, if you're doing everything well, but a way to pump the squad. I think that people have seen this card by now. It makes it into the other mono white list quite a bit. The lifelink is big for racing things. Don't underestimate this card. It's very important to the deck, but do just play it on turn 2 if you have nothing else to play. It's better to have something on the board than a potential maybe later. And then in the 3-drop, 14 threes, because it's just such a good, like it's a powerful spot in the curve, but it's so loaded. You know Skyclave Apparition, you know Spellbinder. Hopefully you've met Brutal Cathar by now. This one is awesome because it can hit tokens, including the Renin 7 token, and knock them off the battlefield. And yeah, that just whatever it is, get it out of there, get it exiled, grow the Stonebinder's Familiar, beat them to death. Brutal Cathar is down for it. And I think you do want 8 of this effect. I think it's a really important effect in the meta. And then Redain, the God of the Worthy. 2 and a white. You know this card. I don't need to read it all again. Why is it back after I rallied against it in 2022 when we were working on the Codespell Cleric deck, which was a better version of white for that meta? Why is it back now? Let me name 3 cards for you that are definitely rising in meta share. Isika's Chariot, Renin 7, Storm the Festival. What do they all have in common? Redain says, not right now. You're going to have to wait. Also great against sweepers, and the shield has a lot of utility against the other white deck. So if you play against the Codespell Cleric deck, the Clarion Spirit deck, and you drop the Protector's Shield, they're going to have a hard time. All right, Legion Angel, of course. I've got 23 lands, 4 havens, 17 plains, 2 Cave of the Frost Dragon. You might want to cut the havens. Haven't had to power them up too often. Haven't had to use them too often. So kind of just something to think about. The creature land meta may not be what it used to be. It may now be all about the spells you actually resolve than the hidden threats in your mana base, but we'll see. I'm not convinced on that. Anyway, long explanation of why we built the deck the way we did. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. No 1-drops. Okay. The Portable Holes have chosen today to troll me. When the shuffler decides something's in your opening hand, it just is. Even though you only play a couple and you don't want it in your opening hand, doesn't matter. Where were you last turn? But we'll play the Sentinel. The Sentinel Stonebinder combo could come online next turn if they put something in the graveyard somehow. Is this what we want to hit with Portable Hole? I think so, because I think the next thing they play will be a larger 3-drop. So let's play the Familiar. Let's play the Hole. Go right after this. Exile. Trigger. Swing. Yep. There's the Valk. We need the land for the Cathar, but if we get it, we'll be doing good. Put a counter here. Threaten to trade. Nothing to exile, sadly. Drop him to 13. Another Cleric of Life spawn. That's 2 life, and it grows this. These Valkyries are real pains. Say go. We do draw the land. Let's try being brutal. They have something here. That's scary. Well, if they're going to get whatever we take back anyway, let's take this to reset it. I know that they'll get some life again, but at least, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really reset it then, does it? All right, so if this is going to die, we just want to attack with this because they'll get back this, gain the life, block here, and then we don't have this anymore to get through. Take it. And removal spell? Yep, Fateful Absence. I don't know if that was worth it then. Maybe I never should have played the Brutal Cathar. If I'd checked for priority, maybe I'd have done things differently. I think we're in big trouble. Okay, okay. What do we go after? I think the 2/2? The 4/4, I mean. Why would I go after the 2/2? That's a silly thought. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't want to block this and lose their Righteous Valkyrie. It's their best card right now. It's their only real card right now. And let's submit 0. We want to save... This only triggers once a turn. So we want to save the next exile effect for next turn when we don't exile something already. If we exiled it right now, this wouldn't get a counter because of the once per turn clause. But it might next turn. Alright, Veteran takes one for the team. That can be recast from the graveyard. We do have Coven available. Unfortunately, it means we don't do anything else with our turn, so I'm trying not to use this. It's a scary card. Very scary card. That's a good draw. A very good draw. Let's keep lining them up. You see why we run all these. Again, we can't grow this because of the exile trigger, so I think we're still going to exile this, though, just to take an option off the board. Man, they take it. Let's see if they can recover this turn. We are at a point where this can be unblockable. Okay, that's 3 more life. 4 more life. Frost Dragon, huh? So, there's nothing in the graveyard to get back, unless they... Yeah. So, what we do here, activate this, choosing white. We can still put the counter on it because it's hexproof. We can still attack with this. And we didn't exile anything, so we'll choose this. Throw the doggo. So patience on exiling Fateful Absence did pay off. And we see the Sun Gold Sentinel is putting in the work. So this double block is a good one. I believe they get back their Cleric, and they gain some life from that trigger. But they give up their aura. We lose the best doggo that there ever was. Ooh. Ooh. Opponent having trouble with this decision. But they're going for it. We could not kill the aura. That would leave them with an aura on the field, but nothing would re-enter the battlefield, which wouldn't trigger the Valkyrie. But I'm sure they're going to trigger the Valkyrie next turn, so we're going to kill them. Nighttime, baby. We got first strike. And if they double spell and this switches back, we take another creature. They've got the War Slinger. Trigger, trigger. Gain so much life off this sucker. It's such a slog. They did double spell though. Oh, that's gonna cost them. Mine? They're at 12. Oh, they really don't like that. All right, they scooped them up. I think we were gonna play Adversary there. You know, last time I said something about this and they called me cringe. The comments, man, they called me cringe, said grown man. Saying stuff about numbers of rank. Cringe. I'm not cringe, you're cringe. I'm just not going to say anything. We're just going to say nothing. We're going to sit here. It's going to be perfectly awkward, but totally mature. D-ranked to rank 70 already. I don't even get to defend it. I didn't queue up fast enough. I was too busy being awkward and not cringe. That's what I get for listening to haters. There's just no point to them, really. If we're serious about it, there's just no point to haters at all. Okay. Curve. Let's go. Courtesy tap. Courtesy tap. Gets a nice from me. Finally, some manners out there. Woof. Uh-oh. That blocks pretty well in this spot. And gets them to 4 mana. Nah? Nah? Okay. This doesn't have an ETB, so we can go for the Cathar, or we can hold this. The Cathar can hit the Ren token, though. Ren in 7 is everywhere. We got divide by 0 or what? Okay. Annoying, but it happens. Teachings is kind of, wow. Oh, I should have attacked with the dog! Oops, misplay. Put it on the board. Oh, and for those of you in comments who want to point out other misplays, it doesn't really help. I'm not going back and updating my misplay scoreboard 2 days after the fact after I record this. You're not useful. You should stop. Just have fun. This is really just for the things I notice in game. Remember, I don't even play the decks again most of the time. Just happened. I guess that's foretell? It did like a weird little whoosh whoosh. Alright, well, we're still gonna get rid of that. And now we can double spell while doing it. That's cool. Get bigger puppers. We'll go ahead and submit 0 and save this to grow the pupper next turn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're looking at 15 swinging damage next turn. So it's lethal even through 1 blocker. So let's see what the opponent can come up with. That's assuming we play Tainted Adversary. We could also power up Haven and do the same thing. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh yeah, you dead. You gonna die. It's probably safer to go for the Haven. The Adversary could get divided by 0. They'd still die though. Thinking. The time for thinking is past, you're dead. You're just going to die. Oh, hideous death. Am I missing anything, though? We'll go with the Haven. It's usually hard to stop. Crucial point of power on the pupper. I guess they could have bounced the Sentinel in response to the Haven activation. That would have saved them, right? Okay, they still have this play. That's true. Yep, divide, make token. It's just a 2/2. Let's see how they block. Then next turn they have untapped land. They play birds, a lot of birds, and we're gonna need the Sentinel, I think, to get through it. But the Sentinel can. We'll see how this all shakes out. Oh my god! It's all runs Epiphany! Powerful spell. Powerful spell. And it does not need to be banned. It should be a good spell. It's very expensive. Alright, we need to top deck a land. Nope, that won't do it either. They played around the Sun Gold Sentinel ability. We did top deck the land, though. Alright, I can take out the flyers, but I can't give anything flying. I can Intrepid Adversary twice. I think we're taking out the 6/6, and then after that... Oh wait, we just removed two things. What am I... Brain no worky. Brain bad. Brain want miss lethal. Yeah, that's right. Dabs. Shoulda cast the other Epiphany. Was it an Epiphany? It was? Yeah, it was another Epiphany. Should have double Epiphany for sure. Then I can't win there. His hand is terrible, but we haven't played Intrepid Adversary enough. It's all new cards, so we're gonna try it. But Shuffler is... The Shuffler is just... It is. You know, it just is. They made me wait like an extra 2 minutes before even starting, so you get a your go for breakfast. All right, probably have a better hand than I do. That's not good. But adversaries, I mean, if we get a 4th land and we play these out, could be very powerful. We'll need our board to do it though, so I guess we're just not blocking anything. That's great. That's really great. So this is the matchup where our Brutal Cathars and Skyclave Apparitions are supposed to be good. We didn't draw any, but I guess I'll play Redain. Mess with their mana just a little. On the play, way better than on the draw. I would love a shield though too. Shield is also very solid against them. So will we get a land? If we get a land and start chaining these... No, we will not get a land. Magic. Why, Magic? Why are you this way? Still could be okay. This could still be okay. All right, shield first or adversary? Let's do the thing that does the damage. Also, I guess these are better though if the opponent plays an Elite Spellbinder. They might remove Redain yet. Probably not, but they might. Here's an apparition. They do go for Redain. Okay, big game. Big game. They want to mingle. Well, our creatures are going to get larger and have lifelink, so there's no question I'll take this damage. Because the counterattack is brutal. And now they're like, oh my god, they drew 3 of them. Yeah, that's why my early curve sucked. Because the shuffler is fine. Yep, they gotta gang up on one of them. They take a ton of damage. We gain 10 freaking life. We make another creature. It's a 4/4. Pretty good stuff. Guess they can animate one of these. If they animate this, that's pretty bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can power that up. It can block the Usher is what I'm thinking. Let's go shield. That makes it really hard to multi-block anything. We'll send our 4/4. Their Havens don't trade with it. Their Cave doesn't kill it. Their multi-blocks don't kill it. I guess they could power up a Haven and also block with an Usher or one of the other things. Are they really going to block with that? That was the only thing keeping this Usher from rumbling. All right. Ta-da! The shield strikes again. So, in case you missed it, the Cave only does 2, and this only does 1. Because it prevents 1 from every single source. It makes multi-blocking so bad. Oh, look what they drew. Oh, we thick. Man, they don't have a card to put into exile for the familiar. Let's see. So they do have a good block now on the Usher, which is unfortunate. I guess we still attack with the 4/4. We could attack with this adversary that's not really pumping anything, but anything would trade for it. I think we're better off being patient. We could also attack with everything, force big trade-offs, but with them at 2 and us at 22, I don't feel like we need to. Because if we lose our adversary and they have this life linker, we can't win, right? So it makes sense not to attack all in. Superior White Mage, confirmed. Slow, but effective. If our opponent plays creatures or anything to the board, we're going to exile all of it. It's going to be great. Unfortunately, no 1-drop. Really wish we had one. Yep, green. Green, green, green. The rival for the aggro mage's attention. Aggro mages don't like playing mono green that much, though. They have to draw too many cards. Has a lot of decisions. Really exhausting. You gonna Blizzard Brawl too? Because that would just be a trade. Alright. They might have a Snakeskin Veil, though. Let's find out. Nope. Get that damage. Get that damage. Green is where you really love the Brutal Cathars and the Skyclave Apparitions because they don't have that many removal spells. So you're adding bodies to your board that can actually attack when you remove their best blocker, such as this troll. Oh, they do have a Blizzard Brawl. So rude when they draw that card. They get rid of the Sun Gold Sentinel. Okay. So they don't have a blocker right now, so we don't need to play one of these right this minute. We can develop the board instead. And they don't have second Blizzard Brawl, so that's nice. Lotus Cobra does a pretty good job making mana, but let's take the Pack Leader. It's the better card. And we'll play you. And we'll attack. And maybe we can convince the opponent that they are the beatdown and get them to attack with this troll. They're gonna play their Pack Leader. Wow. Okay. What did I say in my video? Don't try so hard to win the game. It gets you killed. So I like saving Brutal Cathar to exile. Well, for one thing, I like it being the last thing when they have no removal. Two, I like it exiling tokens. It can also exile things larger than 4, which do come out sometimes. Sentinel down. It's not the trade you love, but you take the damage. Wow. They really do think that they're the aggressor. Am I missing something? I guess I could lose to untapped land Blizzard Brawl next turn, but not if I Brutal Cathar. But wow. Okay, they do have a land and they can play a Cobra now, sure. So, choice. If we Brutal Cathar the Cobra, there's a good chance we can live and win next turn, because we can also make a token. Either of those can block the Haven, so yeah, it's this. Into this, into this. And we've got the Haven power-up. Untapped land is Cave power-up. Yeah, there's no way they can block all this stuff. Power up. Like, even if they have Brawl here, I think we get there. Might get dicey, but I think it's close enough. Actually, we'll just take it. Since they didn't attack with their troll. So yeah, how are you gonna block all this? What you got? Alright. Too aggressive. Don't have to be that aggressive with green, man. They can grind out anything if you take your time. Oh, we Stonebinding. Hopefully the opponent gives us a whole target. And oh my gosh, this could be a messed up Puppo curve. Come on. This is the one time I want my opponent to play a 1-drop. Show me that Jaspera Sentinel. Show me that Usher of the Fallen. Huh? Show me that Shambling Ghast. Yes. Yes, baby. Portable Hole earning its role. Earning the spot in the deck there. Fateful Discovery wouldn't have done that. Kabira Takedown wouldn't have done that. Your Deadly Dispute is useless, Jon Snow. Yep, down goes one of the familiars. Removal spells are mean. Oh my goodness, so many removal spells. Well, we'll take the Blood in the Snow, the Cathar will hit the Merchant, and we'll go from there. They'll have no time for this. Ow, ow, ow! Definitely the game that's going to show you that Stonebinders is worth it, I think. Four. So fast, so brutal. Oh, if you say go, it's gonna flip the Brutal Cathar. If you say go, it flips the Brutal Cathar. I tried to warn them. I tried. So they're going to grasp something. What does this have now? It has Ward, pay 3 life. Love it. If they grasp this, yeah, I guess we'll play this just in... They're going to grasp the Familiar, I think. But just in case they don't, we'll play the Sentinel here, grow the Familiar. Wait, they're just dead, right? They need something better. If this dies, they lose 2 and they take 6 and they're just... I tried to warn them. I tried to warn them about the transformation. They didn't listen. But yeah, that's a 1 mana 5/5, baby. That is a 1 mana 5/5. A Soul Shatter. Sacrifice the creature with the highest converted mana value. I choose you. You dead. Snark. 6/9/0. On the play. Will we draw a third land? And a fourth land? That's the only part of this that's sus now. Now we're in the land waiting room. Green again. Why not? That'll be helpful. Take out their pack leader. But for now, let's make the Usher bigger so it attacks right through the Swarm Shambler. Or their Ranger class. That's fine too. Whoa. Okay, buddy. Very aggro. So, getting Redain down here, like, kind of messing up their land is good. We can put a counter here, attack here. They will probably charge up their Ranger class and attack, and we actually want that. We actually want them to feel aggressive. So yeah, we're gonna get Redain down. This might be another game where we really get to pick on mono green because, let's face it, ladder players, especially in best of one, have really aggro tendencies. So let's see if this person identifies that turning on Ranger class and attacking might get them in trouble. I don't know if they have a better play, to be fair to them, but like if they have like Blizzard Brawl here, that would probably be a much better play. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, so we don't have to use the portable hole. We can play out the Sentinel and the Usher and go very wide. We can put a counter on the Aspirant so it also attacks. The Shambler's taking one for the team. Play the Sentinel. Probably don't need to exile that, to be fair. Might have wanted to hold that in case we draw a dog. Also, Coven is active, so if we put 2 mana into this, they can't block it. Here comes the Blizzard Brawl. So they probably did have that option the turn before. Might have top decked it, but who knows. Second class. Pass the turn. So we'll pull you up. Put a counter here. Attack squad. That leaves you dead. You had to block here. I guess it doesn't matter too much. They're not coming back. Too strong. Redain flexing its muscles again. Kind of the key to beating green, like I said. If you can lure them into aggression and save your removal spells until you absolutely need them to get through, it makes a big difference, and the Redain did a lot there. Ooh. I mean, on one hand, 4 lands, and we can go 2, 3, 4. On the other hand, on the draw, is that good enough? Do we need a 1-drop on the draw? Kind of feel like we do. Okay, what do we put back? Probably Portable Hole. Usha, Usha. Wish I had my portable hole back. Okay. Will we draw the land? I have been mana screwed on 2-landers again and again today. Like, I think I've only had one. Yeah, every loss has been screwed on 2 lands. So once again, I'm asking you, deck, to top deck an untapped land. You've denied me so many times. Wow, aggressive. Crazy. Oh, let the salt flow through you. Oh, it's not over yet. We're gonna take the fight to them. I'm really surprised by their attack last turn with this Luminarch. Nice, we get a trade. Very nice. Clarion, on. They feel really feisty. Land. Cool. CGB, why don't you show all your losses? Because some of them are like this. There was literally no magic. It's not entertaining. But CGB, we could learn from your losses. You learning something? You learning that you keep a 2-lander on the draw and you just never draw land and that's fine? You learn something from that? I learned something today. People who say that are morons. That's what I learned. Okay. Let's pull it together. Usher can still chump block the Aspirant. So we can Skyclave the adversary and shrink everything. And then next turn, Cathar the Luminarch. We need them to draw nothing but land for a really long time. But it could happen. If they draw land here, we get to flip the Cathar. Which could be interesting. That's not a land. That's really bad. Good top decks, dude. Good top decks. Me mana screw, you top decks. Trash game. Terrible. You want that? You want that in the video? Oh, on the play, 2-lander. Let's see if we draw a 3rd land this time. Let's go. Green again. Yeah, green is the bee's knees lately. I am once again, deck, asking you for an untapped land. You suck, deck. You're just the worst. I think they're going to play a Skyclave Apparition. I guess if they do that, they want to hit this, so we'll put this here. Do this. I guess I'm gonna play a 3/1 instead of make a 1/1. It's more aggressive. God knows I'll never have 4 lands in my life. Okay, ramp. Cool. We're gonna really hit them hard then. They might follow up with a Chariot, but I think they'll be too far behind. Okay, 3rd land. Yes. What am I doing with it? I don't know. Our opponent picked up Academic Probation. The heck does that do? I think I just play this for mana efficiency. How about that? Like, that's a game I would also cut. You want that in the video? Ooh, what a curve. The only complaint I have is that's on the draw, but otherwise, I mean, yeah, let's go. Ushers. Dueling Usher of the Fallen. We're up 2 cards on our opponent right now because they took a mulligan and we're on the play. So if we get trades, let's take trades. They're not going to recover the card advantage easily. And they're playing the mono white version that runs out of cards much easier. Like, that trade there I think is terrible for them. I think that attack is so bad. And to expand on that, like, their Paladin class needs creatures on the board. The Anthem effect is only good when they have more bodies, so why would they throw away their Usher of the Fallen there? It makes no sense. Let's go with these, get them growing right away. I don't think the opponent will have removal for these, or at least not much, so the more time they get to grow, the more dangerous they are. They've got their own. All right. Not taking that trade. I think we can do better than that trade. Okay, just a plains. So they're going to tick this up. If they put a counter here and level a class, this will have 4 power. So let's put a counter here and trade for their cleric if we can. So there, it's like I'm trading a 3-drop for their 1-drop, but I think that's fine. Even with this elite spellbinder coming back, I think that's fine. We just want to make everything miserable for them. Here, they have to take the adversary, I think. It does leave us a double spell next turn. It's a good draw. I think that we want to use this on Paladin class after they level it up. I think that's the right play. Let's submit 0 and wait until we have the dog. They can't get these back. And then let's put counters here, because that will be very hard to block. And I'm going to offer them this for their spellbinder. I think that's a good deal for us. Not accepted. Okay, they're moving in on spellbindies. And they have another class. Okay, does that change anything? I think now I want to take out the spellbinder pretty badly. Big enough to offer a trade and continue to add to what will future be an unblockable. Attack before they know what's going on. Save the exiles for if we draw up uppers. It's a 10-point attack. And they're not going to trade their Luminarch Aspirant. Let's break their heart. So this is just a lethal attack here. We can give it hexproof from white. We can put the 2 counters on it. It cannot be blocked. The only thing we could do wrong is making it so that they can have a blue card. And okay, looks like that. Yeah, they have to go for the Sun Gold here. They top decked the answer. But they have to go for the Sun Gold, right? Because we can activate this twice. All right, 1 and a white, choose a color. Activate only if you control creatures with different powers. We'll do that in combat. So we'll go next. We'll put a counter here. We'll put a counter here so that Coven is active. Oh wait, that means that we're not attacking for lethal. not attacking for lethal. I guess I should have put the counter here anyway to force them to block. Let's see if they double block it. I think this is fine. I played this badly, but I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna put that down on the mistakes. What was the right way to play that turn? I need a creature of a different power to activate the Coven ability, but I wanted this to hit for... I guess I didn't have lethal that turn, so what's the best play sans lethal? Probably putting 2 counters on this and attacking anyway, so that they couldn't double block it if they wanted to. And then probably playing adversary pre-combat is another way to do it. Okay, last turn should have been adversary pre-combat, count 1 counter on the Sentinel, 1 counter on the other Aspirant. Okay, they have a Redain. All right, now I can just activate, choose white, activate, choose blue. Get him. Hiya! And we are back for the post-game wrap. Let's check out the stats, powered by Untapped.gg. Of course, download the companion app, link in the description. 50 minutes, 8-3 in matches, 100% on the play, 40% on the draw. So a good amount of matches on the play. Of course, that's going to be reflected in the stats anytime you can do that. I will say, there were at least 3 times, I guess I'll put 1 in the video just to prove it. There were at least 3 times where I was on the draw and I didn't hit land drop 3. I think did I pull off one of those games, or were those the only games I lost? Because I only had 3 losses and it happened 3 times. I think that's all the losses, now that I think about it. Was just I'm on the draw and I don't draw my 3rd land, which is a pretty brutal double whammy, to be honest. So deck so far doing exactly what it needed to do, hanging out in top 100 Mythic, ranking up, doing its work. Is this the better version of mono white? Time will tell. I'm always curious to see what versions take off and what people gravitate to, or if people will keep on playing Code Spell Cleric, Monk of the Open Fist. I think that deck appeals to a certain type of player because you can literally cast your whole hand by turn 3 and then whatever happens, happens. A great, what do they call it? A great toilet deck for you MTG Arena mobile users. I would like to put it in the toilet. I really despise that kind of magic where literally all your decisions were how fast do I get everything on the board and then see if I win. And this deck I think offers way more play, as you have to decide whether or not to cast Elite Spellbinder, Brutal Cathar, Skyclave Apparition, and when to play them. And against green in particular, I enjoy these matchups. I think you're favored, which green is going up in meta share, so that's a good thing. I think you're favored, but you're especially favored if you can pull them into thinking they're the aggressor. If you're on the mono green side, you are not the aggressor, probably. And if you are on the white side, you want them to think they are, and then you drop Brutal Cathars and Skyclave Apparitions, and you get in more and more damage, and suddenly they look up and they can't stop all your creatures because you added creatures to the board and removed stuff, and they just added creatures. Anyway, that's the video. Hope that you guys go out and try it out. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. And what's the other thing I say? Oh man, do I still say that when I play mono white? Yeah, I will. I have a complicated relationship with mono white. It got me to #1 Mythic twice. So, yes, even you, especially you who stayed till the end, you're cool.